I would like to convene the June 2023 Bridges and Tunnel Committee's meeting. Ms. Piscone, are there any public speakers?
Good morning. We have one member of the public registered to speak today. As a reminder, we ask that all public speakers adhere to the MTA's rules of conduct and decorum. I would also like to remind our public speakers that in the interest of time and fairness to all speakers, we will limit everyone to 2 minutes. Please be aware of the clock in the front of the room and the warning light you will see reminding you that you have 30 seconds left to conclude your remarks. The first speaker will be Murray Bowden.
You did that very well. Good morning, everyone. My world has changed tremendously. I can walk better this month than I could last month. Physical therapy finally kicked in. The glasses are yellow glasses because when I used to ski, we had yellow goggles. It's a better contrast. So now I have my glasses made yellow. The shirt I wear has large buttons on it. I have 2 of them. I wash them every other day. But you're going to see me with the same shirt on because I can't get those little buttons done. And I can't sign my name either. So my signature now is a wavy line. This is the hard part. There was a railroad accident in Palestine where trains ran off. There was a hot box. They were told to stop. They didn't stop. They didn't follow the rules. Kathy, I remember when you taught me that consistency is safety. The lines on the road have been wrong for wrong, and they're more importantly now that you have to have a yellow line on the left and a white line on the right. It's a long time. She's a good teacher. She's a smart lady. Thank you for teaching me. Now I have to tell everybody, follow the rules. The rules that they designed for a different world don't exist anymore. So I can't do this anymore. My time's over. I can only say suggestions. Implementation is now your job. Change that neutral area and the exit line with a dotted line and stop the aggressive drivers from driving up to the end and cutting everybody off. Because they can do it legally. You can stop them. And thank you for being a good teacher and teaching me all this stuff.
Thank you. Madam Chair, that concludes the public comment.
Thank you, Rose. I don't believe we have a quorum today, so we're going to approve the minutes of the May Bridge and Tunnel Committee meeting in our next July meeting. President Sheridan, are there any changes to the work plan?
Chair Barbaras, there are no changes to the work plan. I'd like to note the first quarter 2023 diversity report for bridges and tunnels, which appears on page 44 of the committee book, will be discussed at the diversity committee later today.
Thank you. President Sheridan will start off with her remarks.
Good morning. For all of us in the transportation business, weather is never far from mind. The possibility of extreme conditions requires diligent planning and preparation. As soon as we put away our snow fighting equipment each spring, it's time to gear up for hurricane season. Lessons learned from past severe storm events inform our agency's approach. The priority is always safety for customers and employees, protecting our facilities, which are such critical links in the regional network, and ensuring business continuity. Several weeks ago, I was pleased to spend some time late into the night at the Hugh Carey Tunnel to witness a highly coordinated test of our tunnel portal flood doors. This joint effort among our construction and development engineers and contractors, B&T maintainers, and other B&T staff was a testament to MTA's commitment to resiliency and protection of our assets. Seeing up close the preparation and movement of the 20-ton flood door was truly impressive. I commend the entire team for all the work they put into this operation. Repeated 7 more times for each portal at the Hugh Carey and Queens Midtown tunnels. This is just one recent example of mostly behind-the-scenes activities in our annual lead-up to the months of increasingly unpredictable weather conditions. I'll now turn it over to Vice President and Chief of Operations, Rich Hildebrand, to begin our joint departmental presentation regarding our coordinated approach to hurricane and seasonal storm preparation.
Thank you, Kathy, and good morning, everyone. Each year during the seasonal transition from winter to spring and then to summer, B&T undertakes a shift in preparedness as coastal storm season approaches and brings with it the potential for severe tropical weather or hurricanes to bring impact to our service area. First, we look at all related policies and procedures to ensure they are up to date and in line with all emerging trends. For example, this year B&T made adjustments to both our wind restriction and coastal and severe storm protocols. The adjustments were based on structural changes at the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, allowing trucks carrying cargo to safely traverse the upper level at certain wind speeds. This, along with a modernization of our preparedness, response, and recovery policy for severe storms, enables us to operate more dynamically as a coordinated team during harsh conditions. Every spring, B&T holds an all-hands meeting that includes a recap of last year's storms, reminders about applicable policies and procedures, and a look ahead at the forecasted storm season. All B&T departments are represented, plus our MTA consolidated partners in construction and development, labor relations, IT, procurement, human resources, along with our regional colleagues with the New York State Police, New York National Guard, and Transcom. Following the annual meeting, Bridges and Tunnels Emergency Management and Planning section leads an internal, executive-level tabletop exercise to ensure that everyone understands their role in storm prep, response, mitigation, and recovery. The exercise plays out as if an actual coastal storm is threatening our service area, and all involved are expected to speak to their department's role during each phase of storm response. Now, this leads to what we actually do when there is a coastal storm forecasted to head our way. Our command center is constantly monitoring weather conditions and forecast. B&T works closely with our emergency management partners at MTA headquarters, as well as New York City Emergency Management, to ensure the earliest possible activation of preparedness activities. Also coordinate our role that our facilities play within the larger region related to evacuation routes, if necessary. Once a forecast provides a sufficient level of certainty, B&T will begin to convene video conference calls to communicate weather updates, potential impacts, and a general timeline. The discussion covers readiness plans to ensure security of work locations, facilities, and continued delivery of service to the region for as long as possible while maintaining the safety of our customers and our employees. Incident command structure plays a large role in all we do at B&T, and especially in a storm scenario where we operate under the guidelines of the National Incident Management System. We're also taking action out in the field. And to add more about storm prep from the maintenance perspective is Vice President of Maintenance, Charlie Passarella.
Thank you, Rich, and good morning, everybody. As Rich stated, now that winter has passed, maintenance shifts its focus to the upcoming coastal storm season. Every spring, our personnel conduct their rapid mitigation exercises to ensure that all levels of our team are familiar with setup and deployment of pre-planned protection measures in the event of a tropical storm or hurricane. As you see on the screen, Central Maintenance crews participated in the annual tunnel portal flood door testing with our construction and development partners. As mentioned earlier, President Sheridan joined the team on site for the overnight testing at the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel. Each tunnel entrance is sealed by a 20-ton steel door, approximately 29 foot wide, 14 foot high, and nearly 2 feet thick. In the event of a real coastal storm, these doors provide the last line of defense, preventing water from infiltrating our tunnels and causing extensive damage, as was seen during Superstorm Sandy in 2012. Another exercise involves the annual deployment of water-inflated property protective flood barriers, also known as WIPs, as you see in this video. While originally part of our tunnel rapid mitigation measures, they are now utilized at selected building facilities. We have a total of 11 WIPs measuring 4 feet high and 9 foot wide and range from 35 foot long to 85 foot long. The WIP system provides effective flood protection and can help prevent costly damage to our service buildings and other assets. The WIP barriers are available for deployment at any of our facilities. In actual deployment, the flood barriers are filled with water, but as you saw in the depicted video, maintainers engage in a drill depicting start-to-finish actions of a mock deployment using air instead of water to inflate the barrier. This saves time as well as water and provides the same level of confidence that the barriers are in good condition and performed as designed. Finally, these photos show the permanent deployable measures at the two tunnels designed to a flood elevation 4 foot higher than what occurred during Superstorm Sandy. On the left side is a stop log system at the Queens Midtown Tunnel, and on the right side, you see the aqua fence systems at the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel. These systems are also tested annually in May by our construction and development partners and contractors. I will now turn it over to Vice President and Chief Safety Officer Eric Osnes.
Thank you, Charlie, and good morning, everybody. As we may as we may be more prone to strong winds generated by tropical storms, hurricanes, and other severe weather events due to the effects of climate change, managing our bridges during coastal wind events is crucial for the safety of our customers and the integrity of our infrastructure. During these events, identifying storm characteristics, both from the perspective of forecast models and real-time detection and monitoring equipment, is vital to how the B&T management teams determine the necessary actions to reduce risk of exposure to people and property. Our wind detection and atmospheric monitoring systems play a significant role in our decision-making. These systems consist of an array of sensors, such as those displayed on the screen, strategically placed on and around the bridge to measure wind speed, wind direction, roadway temperatures, traction or grip, and other relative parameters. Accurate and timely data on wind behavior allows our engineers and management team to assess the potential risks in real time. By continuously monitoring the wind conditions, our team can make informed decisions by determining whether wind speeds exceed established thresholds per our procedures, triggering the appropriate response. This picture shows wind deflectors that are installed on the upper level of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge adjacent to the towers. These translucent elements are designed to diffuse wind pressure and mitigate impacts to crossing traffic. They also reduce the wind load that may affect vulnerable vehicles such as empty tractor trailers. We are constantly striving for improvements in technology, for active monitoring, engineering solutions to protect our infrastructure and customers. I will now turn the presentation over to Chief Operating Officer Allison DiSereno to discuss our critically important intelligent transportation systems and revenue protection measures.
Thank you, Eric, and good morning, everyone. Supporting B&T operations, maintenance, and safety, the Intelligent Transportation Systems and Tolling Department, under the leadership of Nicola Angel, has critical systems related to our operations and revenue collection. In advance of impending storms, the ITS team reviews these systems and performs checks, including but not limited to individual weather stations at all B&T bridge facilities and variable message signs, or VMS. The ITS team provides diagnostic and technical support 24 hours a day for any issues that might arise. ITST is also responsible for B&T's toll collection systems and operations, including roadway technology and infrastructure, and back-office systems and operations. In preparation for any major storm, and similar to other areas around the agency, the department ensures it has coverage from internal staff and contractors. Prior to an anticipated storm, ITST's tolling technology staff inspects the tolling and related equipment at every facility, checking on generator readiness and security of systems and equipment, including the overhead gantries, cameras, toll equipment buildings, and cabinets. ITST's tolling operations staff, involved with back-office operations, ensure the readiness of the EasyPass New York Customer Service Center to continue administering EasyPass and tolls by mail customer service and account management functions. If a safety-related decision is made to limit service center business hours due to hazardous conditions, the team works jointly with the vendor and the New York tolling agency partners, the New York State Thruway and the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, to communicate to our customers through the Tolls New York mobile app, text alerts, email notifications, and updates to the EasyPass New York website. During the storm event, staff closely monitor equipment, systems, and back-office operations to ensure that any issues are dealt with as quickly as possible. Once it is deemed safe to respond, ITST staff coordinate with other B&T departments and contractors as appropriate to assess whether any repairs or cleaning are needed. Post-storm review activity also includes a review of transaction processing to ensure the timely and complete processing of toll transactions during the storm event. For the most severe conditions that result in bridge and tunnel closings and/or evacuation measures, a full review of plaza traffic levels is undertaken to evaluate the impact of the loss of toll revenue on B&T finances. This information is also used for potential business interruption recovery of toll loss. The ITS team stands with all B&T departments to support the mission of our agency through extreme weather events, ensuring safety above all and protecting the critical systems that support our business operations. Thank you, and please let us know if you have any questions.
Are there any questions? Commissioner Halbert?
This is a question that was raised by virtually everybody who's spoken, how important it is to know the current weather conditions and what's going to be coming. Do you have, or does anyone at B&T have, a direct contact with someone at the National Weather Service so that you can get the absolute latest info?
Yes, we maintain contact through our emergency management partners and are continually in conversations with them with the latest forecast. We actually monitor the NOAA website as well. We receive all of the emergency alerts from NOAA as they come in. So we're locked into that incident management, emergency management system.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you to all of the staff for this informative presentation and their hard work making sure we're prepared. Finally, there are no procurements this month, and if there are no further questions, this concludes B&T's committee report.
President, I understand there are 2 more people for public comment, so Rose, please.
We have 2 additional members of the public registered to speak today. The first speaker will be Jason Anthony, joining us remotely, followed by Alita Dupree, also remote. The next speaker will be Alita Dupree.
Thank you. Good morning to the chair. Alita Dupree, for the record, she and her. This is new, but thank you for the opportunity to speak and good report. Congestion pricing is important. I'm trying to get up to speed with that. I'm looking forward to the day when we're going to be able to go into construction and set the rates for usage. And it's very complicated. And I do think that it will work. I ask that you stay strong in it. I haven't had a car for 14 years about. I can rent one. I have a driver's license. But for the most part, other than having the experience of it, I personally haven't felt a need. And that's because when I have public transportation around, it essentially negates the need for me to use it the vast majority of the time. So I certainly think that this program of congestion pricing, despite its naysayers, is going to help us build the best subway and bus system that we can. Because I depend on that daily, wherever I am, as a person with disabilities. I'm looking forward to hearing more about our progress about the Atlantic Beach Bridge deployment to get that up and running, which you passed a recent meeting. And also in looking at the reports, it looks like we're doing very well with our Easy Pass. And we should continue to find innovative methods to recover our toll money to keep our bridges safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes the public comment.
Thank you, Rose. May I have a motion to adjourn? She came too late. Yeah. Do you want to approve the minutes? Yeah, or she's too late? Okay. All right, good. Okay, so earlier I said we didn't have a quorum, but we do. So I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the May Bridge and Tunnel Committee meeting. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? Vote? Thank you. The minutes are approved. Now may I have a motion to adjourn? Second? Second. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.